Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This episode is a Thrifty Canucks Thrifty Thursday. Thrifty Canucks is hosted by Kim at Images by Kim, and Thrifty Thursday is hosted by Sherry at Turquoise Dreaming. They are both open collaborations where you can use the hashtags after you've had some fun junk journaling thrifting and share your spoils. I have a fresh cup of hot tea. Cheers. And I have a variety of stuff to share. Not all of it is thrifted. It is a smorgasbord of things. So I think I showed you this tag, which is a piece of paper that came in the mail, and it is a beautiful size tag. So I love the size of the tag, and what I'm going to do is back it and then use that as a template. And on the topic of templates, this is also something that I got from the mail, which is a beautiful template of a house, which is kind of about the same size. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5. No, it's like 4 7/8. But that's another fun template that I can use as ideas. And then I have two pieces of cardboard packaging from Social Tea Biscuits. Greens goes with the tea. So that is some of my free stuff. My special free stuff is the Food and Drink magazine, which is from the LCBO. So Food and Drink is what I call a shishifu magazine that is exactly what it says, food recipes and also drink pairing recommendations. It is compliments, so that means it's free, of the LCBO, which is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, and we can buy spirits and beers and wines and so forth through LCBO. Some grocery stores sell beer, and there's little wine outlets and so forth, but certainly the liquor and liqueurs come from here. Anyways, this to me is a lesson in how much money there is in the food and beverage industry, because this is a gorgeous magazine that comes out, and it is perfectly free 8 times a year. Beautiful, beautiful photography, fonts, anything you want is 100% here, and it satisfies several things for me. It satisfies, I get an opportunity to look at the recipes, because some of my favorite recipes come from this. Wow, look at that. That is 70s. Oh, Tahiti Treat. Does anybody remember Tahiti Treat? Oh, that was a sugar drink when I was growing up. And I guess they put in fruit punch soda with vodka. And then the other thing that it has is just some really nice paper. And I often use this as a glue book. One of my fun things that I also do is take the cover, rip that off, and then take they put a lot of the recipes in the back, and take a blank recipe, like that's nothing but recipes on it, and then glue it to this, and then make a traveler's notebook out of it. And I put in grid pages, and I just use that as my working, here are the things that I have to do today kind of thing. In the summer, they also include the Wine Country Ontario, which is, we have several wine areas in Ontario, Niagara-on-the-Lake, and Niagara being 2 of them, but we also have Prince Edward County, and then Lake Erie North Shore. And those are world-class wines. And so they go through a lot of the information about wines, pairing, and then also, you know, where you can stay, where you can go. You can make your own wine tour. They have biking wine tours. So when you go to a winery, they will often give you a flight of testers. And so there's not a lot of wine in there, but there is enough. And I think if you were clever about how many of those that you went to, by the end of your bike ride, you could be sloshed. And I just think that's not a good combination, but there we are. So maps and all kinds of wonderful stuff that's in there. Anyways, current issue, can hardly wait to look through it for any good recipes. I will let you know if I find any good ones. So what do I have for funsies? So I went out, and one of the things that I got was a glass thingy. Container, I guess we call that a container. I have one here, which is currently holding my washi tapes for the current project. These probably come from something else because of the rim, but I like the rim because it has I don't know, like a working feel to it, a scrappiness to it, and it's also got a sturdiness to it. This glass is not particularly light. Anyway, so I got one of these, and I have, this is me cracking under the pressure of having to keep an Ort jar. I have too much emotional stress when I do my hand stitching to just throw out the stuff, throw out the thread. So I'm going to dedicate this to an Ort jar. I'm probably going to need a second one because I also will need to have one at my sewing table. So got one's enough. We'll start there. So this is all from, this was Value Village. So let's get rid of that paper. Next up in Value Village is, take all the press bags off, this, which is a Derwent Academy primed cotton canvas. Sounds very posh. I'm sure that it is has some kind of very specific use. It also has got a fabulous cardboard backing, which will come in handy. I wanted to get this because I think this will be a good base. Shell at Shells, I have the card here so I don't forget. Michelle at Shell's Creative Chaos talked about a, and also, hi Marga, a day challenge, like a 30-day challenge. I think it happens in November. That is a collage challenge where you get an image prompt every day and then you put that down on the collage and then you move on. And I thought this would be really wonderful paper to use. So got that, happy with that. I'm just gonna set some of this down here. Hopefully it won't crash down. Okay, next one. This is so fun. So funny what people will pass by. So this is a Brampton Flight College pilot logbook that is completely unused. This is amazing. Look at that paper. Oh, it's lined. It's a beautiful size. Like, look at that size. It is straight up. Very, very happy to have this. And just a lot of paper in there. So super happy with that. And then last two items are books. Pearson Bookstore? I don't know what that means. So, you know when you have a lot, so one of the two Value Villages that I go to a lot has got a very, very extensive children's book section. It's big enough that they can put them in categories and sort of group them, and they just sort of do, one big, huge, long panel is beginning to reads, then there's sort of junior reading, and then there's another one that is senior, junior, and then you get all the way up to like the thin paperbacks, like the Scholastics, and then up to the Nancy Drews and all the other ones. And because everybody's looking there all the time, they get mixed up, and it's just a bit of a dog's breakfast. And so part of the fun there is to poke around. When I was there were two ladies and their kids who were looking for specific things. And I found this before I made friends with them. And so I saw this and I went, oh, the complete book of flower fairies. It's like, yeah, it's probably going to be some fairies that aren't really that and all that. There is no name here, and there is whatever the fairy, the most she's, what would we call her? She is the Edith Holden of fairies. I can't remember her name. So I open it. Wow! Pretty bright. Keep going, and then I just crack it open, and I suddenly know that this is the book that is the Edith Holden fairy artist. And she has all of the pictures in here. What the heck is her name? I need to find her name. Cicely Mary Barker. That's her name. Thank you to everybody who was yelling. And this is like the whole schmear. And I think this is the second book that I have of this. Anyways, $3. I'll have that. Thank you very much. Beautiful, beautiful book. And very vivid. So one of the ladies was looking for Robert Munsch. And Robert Munsch is a very popular, he's a Canadian author, and he makes children's books. And they're all kinds of fun. You may know The Paper Bag Princess, which is one of the ones that I know particularly well. And so one was looking for 12 Munch books so that she could give them to the kids under her charge. And so she might be a teacher, or I don't know, but she has, children. And the other one was looking for Star Wars. So the three of us ended up looking for not just what we were looking for, but for these other two things. And as we sort of went through, the three of us, what were we looking for? One of them said, "Oh, and so what are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I just want like a big, like a large book. It doesn't need to be thick, but it needs to be large. It's not a topic or an author or anything." And she said, "Well, what are you going to do with that?" And I felt very uncomfortable telling her that I wanted it to destroy it. And I kind of went, look to the right, look to the left, lowered my voice like we were having some kind of, illegal deal going on. It's like, oh, I just want to break it up. I just want to destroy it. Anyways, she took that in stride, I guess is the way I'm going to say that. I found my book and then I skedaddled because I did not want to spend any more time with two lovely ladies who were looking at me with a side eye. So I will show you the book that I got. And I purely made this on the decision based on the size. It is nice and wide, nice and thin. And it is called Alex the Amazing Juggler by Ernest Benn and Gianni Pegg. And I guess one is the writer and one is the illustrator. And this looks very Beatles album cover, shall we say. And this is the inside. And then this, illustrated by Gianni, story by Gianni and Renato Ferraro, told by John Webster's. Oh, Ernest Ben is probably the printer. Okay. So, but look at what the inside is. I didn't realize that this was the inside until I got it home and had a look. This is really, really pretty. I haven't read it. I probably should. Some pages in here are just lovely. Like, oh, these are cards, journaling cards, just really a lot of fun images in here. I thought it was going to be easy to destroy. It's probably going to be. I'm kind of creeped out over circuses, not going to lie. Anybody interested in elephants? There's an elephant. And then it gets a little steampunky. I love the Art Nouveau, Art Deco style that's here. That's kind of grim. Taking a dark turn. I'm not even reading it. So here's where it gets all kind of steampunky. Beautiful images. So I feel like I won on both. Boy, this story does go on. I won on two fronts. One, I won the covers, which I am going to destroy, and also that there is a fun book to undo. So anyways, there we are. That's the book. So that's that. Then I believe the word is had to go to Fabricland. Now, some thoughts about Fabricland. One, I have a membership there, so I get things on discount. Two, they have a good remnant section. Three, they have sort of sales periodically where they're trying to get rid of a lot of stuff, and they are currently in that phase. So I'm not paying retail for any of this. So I got this, which is regular $8, and I got it for 33 for 3 1/3, and it is lemon fabric, and I like that. So I got that. This is a remnant, $3.40, and I got it purely for the colors and the just the pure opportunity to be able to get color bits. Got a lot of purple, and I don't have a lot of purple. I was also looking for green fabric. I was looking in my stash the other day, and I have them organized by colors. I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of warm colors. Reds, oranges, pinks, yellows. Not a lot of blue, but more blue than I kind of want. And I have almost no green. And I don't know how that happened, because certainly when you buy embroidery thread and needle thread, a lot of the topics are scenery that has got a lot of green in it. So the number of different shades of green that you can get is quite pronounced. Anyways, not a lot of green. So I was looking for green. Didn't find any. And so I got some bits and pieces of just notions. I needed some more needles. I needed to get another thing of thimbles. There's 50% off. And so these thimbles will wear out, and you actually can pierce the plastic. And my plastics are all pierced. So that's ceasing to be enjoyable. This is ridiculously expensive. It is an OmniGrid grid. But I wanted one in this size, but I saved 50%, and I needed some upholstery needles. Then I was looking, and they were doing some, what do you want to call it? lace purchases. So, you know, wide ribbons, you know, they were, you know, sometimes you can do, it's a line of sort of cording, and then it's got all kinds of tassel. And I was, you know, poking through it. It's like, yeah, there's nothing really I want. No, there's nothing really I want. And then I came across this. Put it this way. And we'll undo a bit of it because, oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. So this is 100% cotton. This information is important because cotton is 100% dyeable. You can do all kinds of organic dyeing with it. I am obsessed with these holes. They can be used, that you can weave ribbon through it, you can stitch around it, you can you know, put something, splatter something underneath it and let the color show through. And also you could gather it if you wanted to use that as the bottom lace, or you could just you know, hem it in with this bit as well. So saw it, took it, wandered around the store, put it back, did the same thing 2 or 3 more times, and then, because this is a lot, is there a distance? Doesn't say how much. Anyways, it was $7.50 for the spool, and I could not walk away knowing that this was here. So I bought it, and it is my treasure, and I can hardly wait to start dyeing with it, because this is going to be fabulous material to play with. And that, I'm just sort of scanning around. I think that is all for now. And so the first thing I need to do is take this and take it apart, which I probably should do in a next video, because I think we are at the end of Thrifty Thursday. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate having somebody to talk to and share my finds with. What is it that Cindy at Studio Lou says? May the thrifting fairies be with you. May the thrifting fairies be with you. So, see you soon. Bye now.